Oh man,
My
the
excuse is
flak.
actually I decided to leave competitive, and school came first,
Makes sense.
and I still have finals. I'm taking a break
+1
from
to
studying.
you.
All
He'll be
right,
back for the
got
war
Braxton
tank
my
Because
stuff.
scout,
after he
so
finishes his finals
perfect.
and get a job, he's gonna buy us all gold.
He wants to go join Lightning.
Fuck
Man.
no. Oh hell no. I would quit this game before I join a clan with lightning fast in it.
All right,
will
so
refuse to play
gentlemen,
this game.
I do want to reiterate the point that grinding tanks, as you can tell, I'm working towards my Type 5. I'm working my Oho in a Tier 8 matchup. This 8T round is actually pretty brutal. So, we've got Paradox grinding on the Roombatal, and he's enjoying
Hell
that Roombatal as well. So, you don't have to have meta tanks, per se, in Strongholds. This is a great place to grind. So, if you have a tank you need to grind, then feel free to bring it out and use it here.
Slange, I finished my RHM a while ago.
Oh, that's right, you were running the Waffen Tractor.
Fucking hilarious.
So, one of the other tanks you'll see me running around here in Strongholds and really trying to focus is my T-44.
Oh, I should tell you, I do have a potato crew in here, so yeah, that's a thing.
It's also a good place to train crews.
Probably just run my Scorpion then.
Yeah, and this Defender of mine has my IS-7 crew in it, so that's another Betty.
There's a PDX on the enemy team! Imposter!
Uh-oh.
The Panzer, the PTX Panzer.
I've got an 07 from him before across after the...
Wait, what's PDX stand for? What is PDX?
Portland.
It's the abbreviation.
Alright, battle comms, guys. Battle comms. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to play off a 1-2 line push with support from tank destroyers. So those tank destroyers need to be in a forward movement and supporting the heavies pushing over on this side. I'm going to be sticking my gun over here on this corner, and the mediums are going to be doing the push in behind the heavies as well. ELC even, go ahead and do a ridge surf over here for me real quick, because we should have enough spotting capability with our push. I just need to make sure that they're going.
It's a 1-2 line. It's a 1-2 line push, right?
Correct. And I'm going
Where's
to be.
the Oho and the logo on?
Yes, we are heading over to 1-2 line. So.
You just can't tell where they're going because they're so slow.
Yes, basically.
Something I find funny is I was just in their detached waiting room.
Alright, nothing there. Go ahead and start running back over this way, Brax, and get me lights on 1-2.
Well, the heavy's creeping up through the bushes here.
Yes, please. Excellent. Great.
I found some things.
Yep, we're gonna get it. Excellent. Over to the 1-2 line so we can lead this charge. Jug, you and I are gonna be playing off this corner here to make sure that they have a hell of a time crossing over. That way we get map control.
Okay.
Artillery is available now at this time. Keep that in mind.
I'm gonna wait for people to catch up a bit. You want us to push right?
Keep pushing, heavies. Keep going. You're the spearhead. Scorpion G. Focus fire on the Scorpion G, please.
Spotted. Dropping down to the low part.
It's behind the ridge.
Got 2 lows.
That's an early strike. Alright, we need to push, get that Scorpion G dead, and then you need to start shooting the lows on the back. Roombatal Panzerwagen is up. After that Scorpion G is dead, Roombatal Panzerwagen.
Going back to our spots on cap.
Bringing
Good
gun
kill.
to bear.
Drop right over in on the low.
It's Hawk 12 in the back and a 4190.
Now it's just a tricky shoot now, fishing the barrel.
Panzer
Okay.
58 mutts yonder.
Alright,
A Paradox and Xanthus.
Lova,
Trying to get some,
keep working with them. I'm
In
going
route.
back for resets.
User joined your channel.
Get me some eyes and I'll get you some
User was
damage.
moved out of your
There you go.
channel.
2 on cap.
I missed.
Is he still alive?
And I detracked the Hawk 12 for 7. Wow.
Oh, okay, now he's dead. Bastard.
Do they have anything to worry about the base?
No, you don't have to worry about base. Get
No,
rid of
they
those
got reset.
VKs. They're running.
Push in on the VK-100 and 1Ps down in the south, please. Get those guys dead before the Scots try and come back for reinforcements. Not that they will really be able to, but...
Thank you.
He should be all yours now, Brax.
Ah, Xanatoads. Stealing my fun. At least give me the tracking damage.
Alright, just remember, make sure you're saving those shots for a full pen if you have the time.
Okay, this 100.
Alright, ELC, Rumbatal, Progetto, get over there and start working that PZ-58 Mutts. Defender, Progetto, start working the J Panther 2.
Nice.
Nice hits.
Nice. Everybody over on the Panzer.
Thanks.
I love this gun.
Can't hurt me.
Well, it's gonna put some money in my pocket.
Oh, you betcha. Especially with that clan-wide booster. Nicely done, gentlemen.
Snapshot.
Nicely done. Nice job on taking that map control. And excellent lights there and resets.
Well, when Portland is destroyed, the other Portland.
Our Portland's better than their Portland.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh yeah, PDX is the name of the abbreviation for the airport, the Portland International Airport, and so PDX is plastered on everything around town. PDX this, PDX that. If you lived on the West Coast, you probably know that.
Ready up there as soon as you can, guys, since we do have that booster running. I will unmute you now there, Bradley.
Well, it got from about, what did I say, 1,700 gold to 138,000 gold, and that helps.
We keep on going. Get you that money so you can keep working down those lines.
Nice. I made 117,000.
I got 1.1k experience, even though I did very little other than that shot on that 4190.
2.8k experience.
I bounced a lot of shots, but
I cleared 90 and picked up 2 new skills.
Nice.
I love how sneaky this tank is, but I do not play it in pubs.
because you have the perfect stats for it.
Yeah, it's 100%. I'm never playing it again in pubs.
I just played a couple platoons with Ripped, which is a clan I'm friends with, in my Progetto, and I managed to do pretty decent in both, and really got a top gun.
Are you done with your homework?
Oh, man.
It is a work in progress. I was waiting for the pictures to load.
Did you floss your teeth?
Little Brax, I'm sorry, but it doesn't change it in college. You need to go do your work. I'm procrastinating too.
Yeah, but I didn't have the
Are
homework.
you done with the information your mother wants her phone back?
She'll get it in a little bit. I'm trying to get my stuff.
Alright, hurry up.
I still think that's pretty cool. You're getting to be a day walker there, Brax.
I'm not. I work 4 nights a week now instead of 5.
I've been substituting in my school now, usually only once a week, but this poor woman fell and broke both her arms, so I've taken over her class.
Any idea what happened to her?
She
Fell
fell.
in class, the students stomped on her until they broke her arms.
Ooh.
Wait, how'd she?
I don't know where or how she fell. All I know is that I've been working every day this week in school.
I'm willing to bet she landed on one and she tried to brace with the other.
Yeah.
Well, today I taught my kids how to break their fall with their legs and their arms from judo. Like,
Slap.
you want to fall? You got to slap it.
All right, battle comes. Excellent map rotation.
Same map, huh?
Ooh, we need to kill those guys because one of those guys is blacklisted.
Oh, they're all the Argentinian.
Same strat as last time.
Well, this is like.
Lova Oho are moving here. Tank destroyers get behind the rest of the group, and mediums are supporting the heavies as we push down. Quick run on the ridge for the scout and head over to the 1-2 line.
Affirmative.
Wow, men before the countdown is over. Wow.
Damn hacking, Artie.
I'm
Don't
even
run me
gonna
over,
give these
don't run me
guys
over.
gold rounds. What the hell?
Shows that you really care.
He went to Jared? No, he went to gold rounds.
Only the best.
Penetrations begin with gold.
Unless you're playing the
Every
Progetto.
pen begins with gold.
Oh my gosh, no.
You know what terrorist wives say, right?
What?
You went to jihad.
Nice kill on the 92.
Oh.
Progetto, go dark,
Wouldn't die.
head towards the back. Alright, those heavies need to start their advance.
Armor not penetrated my ass.
If you get those tank destroyers lit in the back, I will drop the artillery strike on them so that we are guaranteed
Spotted.
map position.
So we got vision control, right?
I'm doing a little bit.
Progettos.
Yeah, that's.
I'm tracked.
Wow. Didn't like me. Good thing I got it off. Just too bad it dropped every single shot off the map.
Heavies need to focus
Guys-
fire a little better.
Get those TDs
Yeah.
dead. TD
Yep.
in.
Down.
Missed him.
ELC, can you sneak around the back and sneak shots in?
Trying
you.
to.
Okay, our
I
dragon.
just got shot in the ass.
Yeah, the Prosciutto and
I'm dead.
Just gotta watch that focus fire, guys.
All I had shots on was the Progetto.
That's
I
fine.
mean, if you can't hit the TD, you know, I got to go for what I can hit.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's fine.
Yes, you fixated on the guys to our right. My apologies.
Because I don't say that to point fingers at anybody. I just say that as a general reminder.
Who was on your blacklist? Is he dead?
Yes, he is. That was the
Good
stir.
shot. Good shot. Keep backing.
And I
The
remember
Rambo
this
song.
guy, and I know exactly why he's blacklisted. He got blacklisted for team killing me when I was driving around in my Udez, and I got into a sneaky
Don't stop.
mountain goating spot, and then
Glad
I
of that.
farmed, and he didn't like that.
I've acknowledged my death.
I pulled him off you, so you might be okay, man.
No, man, they Prosciutto right behind me. It was GG.
It's alright, Braxton's gonna carry us all.
Shh.
Go for the
Hold on.
drone.
Let me go load my gold rounds here.
You can do it. Your son believes in you.
Sneaky tank.
They're like, God damn it, where is this little guy? I'm just kind of wondering at what point will they finally put cap pressure on.
How old are you, little Brax?
He'll be 14 at the end of May.
I grew 3 inches in the
When's
summer
his
I was
birthday?
14.
May 29th.
Oh, he's a day before me.
Uh-oh. Kill him.
Yeah, you'll see even 90s clip potential is not enough to kill that Progetto.
No. That's why you gotta turn on your what's it called?
Turn on war packs there, Braxton.
Or Pax Hacks and just like we'll pen the
dive off
Amarak.
that. I thought I was gonna jump off the cliff and kill him. So.
But you know that Braxton has a special version. It's not Pax Hacks. He has Brax Hacks.
Super strong. Such wow.
That's a board.
That's a wall.
Wait!
Nice try.
Good try.
Can't get behind that
Dodge
house.
2 out of the 3.
Except that he had reloaded another one. He had another one left, Braxton.
Yeah, I know.
I think a tank that small should be able to sneak through little cracks in the wall.
They had most of the tanks on that side. That's why that push failed, correct?
Part of the other issue is that we had a couple of the mediums a little bit further ahead on the initial push than what I would have preferred. I wanted those heavies to lead in because they could absorb the damage better.
User left your channel.
The other thing is not getting those 2 tanks. Those 3 tanks. There's 3 tanks there. The NK, the Sturv.
Yeah, they focus the TDs.
Yeah, we got unlucky on our artillery drop, even though it was right smack dab on top of the Sturv S1. It did like no damage. It dropped most of the shells off the map.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so part of it was getting unlucky because that Sturv should have died from that strike.
I thought the Progetto had dropped down. That's why I took shots at the IS-3. I should have been paying attention.
So, just between the artillery strike and a couple of small items, their strike was good. It was right on top of me and killed me. So I'm just happy I managed to get ours off before I died. If I see that I get targeted again in the artillery strikes just because I'm an OHO, I will be swapping somebody to a forward observer. So that we don't get punished for me trying to grind a tank.
I would suggest go ahead and just making Paradox the forward observer.
Wait, what? Hold up, don't throw me under the bus.
Too late.
Can you do that to a Legionnaire?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Didn't you hear that ka-thunk, ka-thunk? That was you under the bus.
I would have felt that, Slange, because I did.
It was a very small bus.
It was a pantomime bus.
You know, I think the buses that we're talking about is different. Or no, I'm thinking of the truck. Never mind, my bad. Herk-a-dirk. Because there was a German aircraft, there was, I think, 3 or 4 of them made, that they were called a truck. Basically, a giant fucking airplane that was designed to move whatever you needed. It's just that they were classified and very expensive to run.
Map rotation. I say again.
Holy crap.
Relic.
Third time's a charm.
All the Progettos.
Lord.
We keep doing it until we learn it.
Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we need to get ready to receive a one-line push. They're going to push that one line, so we need to get our heavies all up into this corner and up overlooking the road. I need the tank destroyers in the very back. I need the mediums in the back as well. ELC, I need you to get up into a bush. Oh,
Towards,
and
like F2, E2?
Yeah, preferably a little bit further back. So like F1, F2, whatever. But we just need the spots on that early detection. Buddy Dog, I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to have you hop across the road and take a forward position in one of these bushes so that they find you and buy the tank destroyers and mediums time to DPM.
Thanks, buddy.
Progetto.
What?
He lit me.
Alright, do not cross until you've gone dark. If you get lit, then don't worry about the crossing. I'm not going to give him a tank for free.
It lit again.
One of our tracks is damaged.
I'm not lit right now.
Alright, go ahead and cross.
Out of that Progretto's view range.
Yeah, and he's out of shells anyways.
He's behind a rock.
There we go.
Focus the 4190.
I am invisible.
That's their strike.
Okay. Hope I did my job okay.
I love being invisible.
Alright, focus down the 252U.
Really would have been nice if that 4190 wasn't dead before he did that.
I need to hop over the hill here a little bit.
Gun, would you stop it?
Pretty done.
Fix your ammo rack if you can.
Yeah, I know.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
Where are shells? Because there's a dead tank in front of him.
Holy shit, they're all over.
Watch the mini map.
Our main gun is damaged. It's working, but not very well.
M4190 getting dead.
One of our tracks is damaged.
Hey, at least Ree died.
Can we finish off that 4190, please?
I have the silver shot taken.
Thank you.
Son of a bitch. I couldn't. I must have had 5 or 6 misses on that 4190.
Yeah, gotta lead it.
Yeah, I did. I tracked him. Technically.
You fired, and what Slange told you to. You did the right thing.
Yep.
And me too. I got killed because I was trying to kill it, and I exposed myself.
That's expensive.
I still made 202 credits on that.
I did not. I lost a whole buttload, I think.
Oh, you shooting gold?
No. Well, yes, but on top of that, I was sacrificial lamb. So, all good.
Please not proc again.
By the way,
Look, it's Brock.
Nope, it's Fiery Assailant.
Not Brock, Brock.
But we gave you map rotation. We gave you Fiery Assailant. It wasn't proc for a third time.
4th.
Fiery Assailant doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, maybe the resurrect
Never-
is just for us tonight.
I'm kind of
We're gonna
missing
bring out a new map and
Kharkov.
call it Winter Proc.
With
Maybe
snow
they'll call
blowing.
it Proctology.
Well, they probably will bring back Kharkov for Halloween.
Thank God, a new map.
It's fuck. No.
Alright. They don't have any actual eyes. How interesting.
Let me guess. 5 line?
Negative. Alright, so here's what I want. My Sturv S1, you're going to be setting up over here and watching Valley. Make sure that they don't come up over the top. Obviously, shoot them something awful if they do. And then get to the point where you can run out. ELC is going to be scouting over here. All my heavies need to try and make it over here. Make sure you're working that dip for the road. Mediums, I'm going to have you spread through the city. We want to try and draw them out of the city so that we can focus them.
Can Destroyer of Worlds set up over here? AK to
Yes, you can.
Yay! Let's hope. Just load an HE shell for shits and giggles.
Learn the tank drive.
Lorraine 40 ton has like 40 millimeters of armor, right? Or 50?
Yeah, it's not much. It's kind of paper.
I've got 83 millimeters of HE pen with 950 alpha.
So what you're telling me is you need to whack him, and then I need to whack him.
So we're not. The heavies
I
are not
need to
going
whack
town?
them.
We're not going into town. We're just going to try and draw these guys out. I'm expecting these guys to try and push through.
Oh man, Lorraine went
All
the
right,
other way.
focus the Lorraine 40 ton. Sturv, relocate if you need to. We can cover you from her.
That's not going to be a lone Lorraine, probably.
No, I'm expecting all three over there. What's that? Lorraine 40 ton is hanging out on that rock? That's nice.
Yeah, that's why I'm just kind of hanging out here.
Oh, they're backing off. I think I put a shot on them.
I'm on my way back, Xanos.
Goodbye.
Oh.
Nice.
Hey, look, another Lorraine.
Farm him. Go ahead, help him out there. For Paradox.
Mind if I touch the Lorraine, Xanos?
Hey,
No, you can touch it all you want.
Yay. Hey, look, more come to party.
Yeah. How about that?
This is why you need to scout.
And there's an IS-3 in the city.
IS-3,
Progetto,
yeah.
come back, please. I'm going to get ready to move the Samoa and the heavies in on the IS-3. Heavies, we're pushing the IS-3.
I got 3 crits, though.
Oh, I forgot. I don't have 6 cents on this thing. I'm lit.
I will be staying back to provide fire support for the Rumbatal on the 40 ton and the Sturv. I think they've got it, but just in case. You guys should have a nice overmatch on those heavies.
Nice of them to let you reload.
Take your shot, I'll roll in front of you, buddy.
I'm going to put a shot on that lone IS-3
What?
who's
Yeah,
exposing his
that's
side.
IS-3. You guys got to match in there and put the sparring lessons.
The gunner is wounded. He'll have a hard time hitting anything.
Crap.
You need to hurry because the defenders are trying to take
Yeah,
the
you need to
board
take that
shots again.
overmatch. Get aggressive, guys.
Backing out, there's a defender coming this way. Oh.
Alright, get that guy dead inside of the city, and then we need to come back and clean up the IS-3. They're going to start pushing for cap.
Critical hit.
I'm slowing these guys down
Sorry,
as
I
much as
cracked.
I can.
Oh, guys,
Sorry,
back to
Avex,
base.
I
Back to
cracked
base,
my
guys.
mistake.
Back to base. Back to base.
Yeah. Can't run the go
Pop
trail.
shots on the 252U on the defender on your way through.
Critical hit.
You got spots now, don't you, Zlange?
Yeah.
User joined your
I'm gonna try to
channel.
sneak around. Cause problems.
Gotcha.
Alright, I need you guys to push this IS-3 here at my location. Cap isn't such a big deal now.
Hey, I can't wait to do my kills, dude. You know that.
Alright, get that IS-3. I need you guys to push that IS-3.
Alright, come around.
Go ahead and get yourself safe, Avex.
All good, PDX.
The periscope is fixed, but it's still fragile.
Alright, get into the Lorraine 40 ton and the defender over at base. Just push across.
All right, hey, good job with getting that cap though for those guys. Nicely done.
Building? What building?
They're trying to decide what to do.
I like it how with 2 shells.
All right, go get the defender, guys.
Because he cheats.
Nicely done. I appreciate you guys not overextending into city. That really allowed us to focus our fire and force them to separate. And nice job on holding those stirves and getting those guns out. Or not stirves, the Lorraine 40 tons, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I tracked you, Avex.
Who cares?
I'm sorry. I don't want to shoot.
Who did Dragon decide a team kill this time?
Ooh. Who was stealing his kill?
It was Squish was trying to steal my kill, so.
I
think he learned.
was running back, and I was like, wait a minute,
Squid's
why am I
not
dead?
guilt-free either.
Hey,
He got a shot
hey,
to someone
Flan,
too.
why don't you send an invite to Omega? He's back.
Perfect.
And I'll drop out and he can take my place.
Alright.
Squid, you weren't scotch-free either. You shot someone.
Yeah.
I
shot Avex
sent...
track. Got him?
Omega, did you accept my friend request?
Just did.
Okay, perfect. There you are. Alright, invite's heading your way.
Hey, does anyone wants to take Clam spot? Marksum or anyone else? I gotta make dinner.
Alright, this will be the last one, and then we're going to get ready to transition into the officer meeting.
Marksmus, are you there?
Yeah, let's let Omega do it. He's new. Let's let him do it.
Yeah, drag Omega and
Clam.
I think
I got it.
To break too.
Yeah, Clown wants a break, so Marksmus, are you available?
Oh, hold on, let me get
Yeah,
out.
I am.
Marksum,
Oh, I
alright,
thought
let me
it
get out
was
Marksum.
Omega. My bad.
What do you want me in?
Good, Marksum. Someone take my spot.
what do you-
Whatever.
okay.
I've got a scout, so it's totally up to you as to what you play. Perfect.
Well, $250,000 in credits all of a sudden. Thank you.
Well, there's more to come.
Oh. Sounds
Here,
good.
guys. I'll see you at the officer meeting, boss.
Sounds good.
Take
The
care,
hell?
bud.
Ready up.
User left your channel.
Get some pasta vazul and a nice Chianti all ready to go.
Nice.
Ready. Chianti.
Yeah, I just made pasta sauce for the first time from scratch. That. Not too hard.
Fucking sauce. Gravy. Gravy.
You and that pasta cannon.
Hey,
Lorraine 40 tons of baguette launcher.
you shoot at a rotini. It comes out. It is a spiral. It goes right in the tank.
So that's
Prefer
what.
shooting
That's how
manicotti.
they make rifling in the Italian drinks.
Alright, gentlemen. So here's what we got. They got a lot of heavies. I'm expecting a 8-9 line push. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our heavies over here on this corner to be ready to absorb as they come around the corner. be more towards the hill here, but on the low side. Mediums, you guys are going to take positions up on the hill. I'm going to have my scout do a run down the middle real quick and then head more down this way. TDs are going to be in a support position as well. Samoa, for intents and purposes, you're going to be a medium in this match.
Try not to step on that little tank. That's got Braxton in it.
Because what's going to happen is my faster tanks are then going to redirect once we make sure that the 2-3 line is clear.
I need some more.
When you said this way, what's this way?
What is out this way is to make sure that they're not crossing here in the middle section to begin with, and then that they don't have anything up top here. Type 59. Interesting. Focus down that Type 59, please. Make sure that Braxton does not die.
They're going 2-3 line.
Alright. Get ready to absorb. My mediums, I want you guys to flex around 8-9 line. Just start working those shots. Get up to this point here. Start shooting out their base from the back so that they are forced to separate. If they have abandoned everything back there, then you're going to put cap pressure on them. Alright. So that means that my heavies are set up on the quarter. Tank destroyers get in positions to be shooting on 2-3 line, because that is going to happen.
There they are.
Oop, heavies are coming around.
Looks like they're coming down the 2 line. Some of them are dispatching to go around the back.
They're doing a pub move.
Railroad train.
It's alright. Heavies, our priority needs to be dealing with theirs. That was their strike. They just blew it. Alright, Progetto, go ahead and put the cap pressure on. Ooh,
I got a
244.
problem.
Deal with it.
Sanos, you take out the 397. I'll dispatch the other guy. Yeah.
How you doing over there with that type, Brax?
I should be able to finish him.
Okay, you think you'll be able to go over and help Squid?
Yep, head in that direction. Reload 24 seconds.
Alright, heavies, we're starting to get an overmatch here. Focus down the T-32 that they are abandoning. Get him out, quick.
Stay alive, Squid, stay alive. 13 seconds on reload.
261, T-32.
Ah, damn it, it missed it.
Alright.
Hold on, hold on.
I'm gone.
Take these heavies that have isolated themselves over here. Push away from the IS-3.
Ah, crap.
Good focus, 771, 2065P. Finish off the defender, guys. Nice. Let's go play with an object.
What the hell was he doing?
He was playing with me.
Go ahead and push into him, heavies.
And 244 was all hidden in the back. I'm like, where did he come?
Braxton, you want him to have fun?
I'm bringing him your way, yeah.
Little ELC even 90 transformed into a much bigger.
How did that happen?
Ow! With the power of black magic and bullshit.
Thank you.
Banished.
Black.
Much appreciated.
I was just sitting there now.
Oh, really? You shoot me?
Everybody kills Lanch.
You know, this tank blew up right next to Juggernaut.
Ha!
Nothing
It didn't
happened.
count the damage.
That seems like incongruous.
GG, good calls.
Nice focus fire. Way to bring that one back, guys.
turret's a little slow on this tank.
Because Lance, you told us to prepare for a 2-3 push, and I headed out a little bit more on the left than everybody else. I spotted the 5 tanks, and instead of like jumping in and dying, I just went inland, to try to get around behind them. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
All right.
Maybe I should have fallen back.
Yeah, it all worked out.
Got this credit boost.
Are we gonna run one more? Or are we gonna?
I need to get ready for the officers' meeting and start getting people wrangled so they can go off on time.
So bring in Buddy, and we'll run one more.
PDX can call.
Yeah, PDX, if you want to call it, that'd be fine.
Ready.
Well,
I don't feel comfortable with 8s.
All right, don't worry about it.
Yeah, do it anyway.
Squiddy said he'll do it.
I'll do it.
Channel switched.
All right, I'm grabbing the officers.
User was moved to your
officers
channel.
meeting.
User joined your channel. Switched.
Officers meeting. I'm getting it together, getting everybody in the room, and doing Ranger headquarters. Do you want me to drag you?
Sure.
User was moved out of your channel. Switched. Channel switched.
Braxton, can I steal you?
Yeah, I guess.
You are an officer after all.
Yeah, Squiddy wants to be in charge here. Hold on.
User was moved out of your channel.
And then Dragon, if you could come up top, and Buddy Dog, Squid, we'll do the officers meeting here.
Oh, right now? All right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get everybody in. It usually takes a couple minutes to get it wrangled.
We're over.
Yeah, good battles, guys.
We'll do some more here once I get done with the meeting.
I have 300,000 more than I had before.
This will be much smaller than the Clan Town Hall.
User left your channel. Channel switched.
Alright. We're just waiting for Squid and Buddy, and then we're good to go.
I had the pleasure, and there was a pleasure of having paint piss all over my first strat today.
User joined your channel.
He seems to know what he's talking about.
Blanche, you've spoken to Fire, right?
I have not seen him as of late, no.
Okay, he's I think he's out picking up his daughter at college.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did mention that.
He hasn't been on since Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Picking her up today, actually.
And that's fine. Alright, so I was hoping to get Hazars in here for this as well. I know he's not an officer, but due to some expressed interest in doing some things for us, I was going to have him participate.
User joined your channel.
Ah, Devil.
Yes.
Excellent. Alright, so here's some of the things that I wanted to talk about as far as the officers meeting goes. Given that we're going to go to the competitive level, I'm going to restructure this so that I can really focus on a couple of colors rather than kind of go for the wide spread that we were going for, and I'm going to try and standardize this as best that I can so it's the same process for all of the colors up and coming. The strat sessions are a good thing to have as far as going over as reviewed, like the debriefs. But I'm going to start tailoring the callers and their training more towards the metas. Metas can be broken. However, as a starting point for those callers and the newer ones up and coming, I want them to start with that meta. It'll be easier for them to start with something that's been done already rather than go totally scratch, come up with something brand spanking new. And then they can really work with those mechanics, kind of learn what's going on and how it's going to play. It'll also really enable them to be able to see how things run differently in different tiers, tier 6s, 8s, and 10s, because those mechanics are very different. That being said, I am also going to be really changing officer statuses and really repositioning people in their roles. For example, Grimace JD has been a officer for a long time, even back into the Rohan days, but the fact that he isn't all that particularly active and isn't really serving much of a purpose, that's a problem. So I'm going to be doing some house cleaning when it comes to that. So I will also need to be shifting people as far as the roles. Buddy Dog, you've been doing fantastic for us on the recruiting. I'm not going to change anything when it comes to that. We've already discussed the recruitment, so that's not going to have any changes. But I'm also going to be bringing Patamon on board as well. He may or may not take an officer status, but he's going to be performing some functions and have some authority in that fashion. The real question is whether he wants... Yeah, the question becomes whether or not he wants the title or not. If he's happy about doing it quietly, I'm okay with that too, but he will have authority and my ear. You guys, of course, have my ear, but I just want the terms understood.
I think he's pretty actively expressed a disinterest in being an official officer.
Yeah, and it's the same with Hazars. Hazars doesn't want the title, but he still provides some very good input and some resources, so... And since he's... go ahead.
Make them viziers.
Yeah.
Advisors. The secret advisors behind the throne.
Exactly.
Who serves because of his ears?
For you Game of Thrones fans, I will be Varys, the spider. Notice how he's, out of all of them on the small council, he's the only one still alive.
That's true.
Yeah, but he doesn't have his balls.
Because Littlefinger got whacked. Deservedly so.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
No, I just haven't watched it at all.
Oh, no spoilers then.
But this is what I'm going to say to answer PDX's question. I don't care if I have a title or not. Titles mean jack dilly squat to me. I was in the Army. I was an NCO. I can give two shits if you have an officer title or not. If you suck as an officer, I'm going to tell you. And you guys know me. Most of you guys know me, I should say. And if I need to be that secret guy that sits in the background and everybody, comes to me and says, hey, I've got this issue.
Then I'll be dragon dick.
Yeah, I don't have to be a dick. I just
you want to complain about me being a dick.
Nah, you're not a dick, Dragon.
Dragon shot me in the back of the head again.
Patamon can be the Gestapo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't need a title, but whatever's lands and you guys decide. I will say that. If you honor me with a title, I thank you. If you don't honor me with a title, you want to keep me on the down low, I thank you for that too. I think people get a sense in this clan that I said it in the meeting. If I say something, listen.
So one of the things that I will say, since those roles are going to be shifting and rather drastically, I will be removing officer statuses until I can rebuild and then re-detail people as far as what their positions need to fill and what they need to do, because it's going to be a pretty drastic change from going to competitive. I will come back and I will talk to you each individually and say, hey, this is what it is now, so that we can fit the role. Are you still interested in this? Yes, no, great. That way we're starting from scratch and I can clean up some of the old officers that are now inactive and start everything fresh.
Sounds good.
Alright, let's start simple. All in favor of Zlange staying leader of the clan?
I'd vote for that.
I agree. Second.
I agree.
So we got a majority of votes. Yeah,
one
like
brave soul.
That's because Bread wants to demote me to the piece of butter that he's rubbing all over himself in the avatar.
You don't have to demote Zlange to do that, though.
It's true. I am the servant leader, so therefore you already do it.
Alright, so Braxton staying as an EXO. All in favor of that?
I am in favor of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That guy doesn't do jack. I don't know why you keep him around.
Good diplomat, good enforcement.
You
better be more damn active now that I'm back, you dick.
It's gonna be mostly Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays is when you'll see me.
Yeah, no, I've heard about your new schedule. That's fine.
So,
Alright, so the
what
rest
of-
I leave up to Zlanch.
So,
Can I suggest that maybe we at least get Patamon combat officer tags?
I'm good with that.
Basically, what we need those for is clan war related. Drop some shit. As far as scholars having it, I don't think that's.
There's also like the ones that aren't used, like the intelligence officers and the quartermaster. We could always make them the quartermaster.
So one of the items that is going to be changing is we will be making a position called intelligence officer. And this is something that Hazars likes to do. Chibi's also very good at it. So when I was talking about stripping ranks and repositioning, this is one of the reasons why I said that, is because
I was all over it, Slange.
Yeah, because intelligence officer is going to be going through a lot of data, looking for those metas, and giving us the initial start positions as far as those strats go. And then he's really going to be watching clans like G and whatnot, and looking at what they're doing differently, and coming up with some general ideas for how to combat it, so on and so forth. He really gets to play strategist. And then he gets to come back to myself and the rest of the callers and kind of brief us, and then we will start modifying and working those ranks.
That was one of the things in the meeting that I was super excited to hear. In all honesty, it's no hidden fact that I hate calling, so I'm all over that.
So, like I said, that's one of the reasons why I want to be stripping ranks and clean house here, which is also part of the reason why we are, as of tonight, stopping this season's Clan Wars, so that we can get all this done and prepped and ready for next season, especially considering there's reward tanks involved.
I agree. Now,
Hey,
on that though, I know we're getting bonds and everything like that. I have no idea if we're earning gold in this next phase as well. Or are we just going to sandbag gold until the end of next season and then do a bigger payout?
Yes, because honestly speaking, we don't have much gold in the treasury as it stands right now. We have about 10k, which
$9,000.
Yeah, right around 9k, 10k.
Right. Yeah, it's not a ton. That's why I was saying, you know, if we hold on to that and sandbag it and then just give a bigger payout, I think that's more beneficial, right?
I agree. The other thing is that so Hazar, since you hopped in here, I'll get you up to speed. So we are stripping rank off of everybody right now, with the exception of myself and Braxton, in order to shift positions. There will be some new positions created, and we're also shifting the duties of existing positions. At which point people will then be able to step back into roles once they are then given the details as to what the new roles have changed into, and shuffle them. So, for example, one of the positions we're going to be creating is an intelligence officer. The function of the intelligence officer is to be going through the replays like what Fate so graciously provides us with, as well as some of the base strats and the metas that he works with, and then observing some of the higher ranking clans and looking at what they're doing and giving us a baseline to start with for our strats. And then we will be starting new callers, and I will be reducing the amount of callers, but I'm dropping out of my caller position in order to take up the training position so that I can get everybody trained up. And then we will be working off those standard strats, so everybody's on the same place, same starting point, and we can get some of those inconsistencies that we had before worked out and standardized.
I do have.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just saying, okay, understood.
One of the other things that we're also doing is we are going to be dropping the rest of this season's Clan Wars, since they have announced the next one and the reward tanks, in order to get this house cleaned up in time so that we can be prepared and on our A game so we can get those reward tanks. We're going to be dedicating our time to strongholds, advances, grinding out those tanks, making sure that we get the inventory problems that we've had as far as 268 V4s and Type 5s and get that resolved. And we've got the tank list as far as 268 V4 Type 5s as the top two priorities addressed as of the clan meeting, and we have changed the recruiting requirements. The general consensus is that we're going to a competitive nature, and I will be posting a poll inside of Slack for that, just to confirm that and catch anybody who didn't get a chance to vote for that. But we are doing a full-on commitment to a competitive.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chibi.
So all I was gonna say, Lounge, is, well, I think it's very admirable that you're gonna go ahead and step down from calling to be training the new callers and taking that very hands-on, dedicated approach to it. I would like to encourage you to make the effort, if it's not going to overwhelm you, to do a call a week competitively. For a couple reasons. One, to keep your edge. And two, because you are probably hands down one of our best callers. I think that that is a huge asset, and that while you stepping down is going to mean that we have to fill that role, I think it's important to keep you sharp for when you ultimately aren't busy anymore. That's eventually going to happen. And B, you just take one call at your leisure and you do it. And, you know, that way you're still showing that lead by example sort of approach.
Okay.
I like that.
All in favor?
I don't think this is an all in favor thing.
That's your decision, buddy.
That's your
It's not
decision.
anybody else's.
Yes.
So
that's your decision.
We're not going to vote on that.
Well, then, what I would say is, how would you guys feel? My opinion of that is I don't mind being a backup. Because I really do want to get people trained up. I am concerned about that deadline. They're not giving us a lot of time before that next Clan Wars season. It will go quickly.
That is fine. Like I said, I want to encourage you to not hinder your own skills. That's all I'm saying. Is I just don't want you to hinder yourself in your skills in calling, because you're a fantastic caller, and I think it's important to recognize that. So, and that's on your agenda and your call. Like I said, I have no intention of ever trying to enforce a vote or making somebody call who doesn't want to call.
Right.
So leave that at that. Just food for your thought.
Okay. I appreciate that.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many people are we honestly going to have be active for this Clan Wars? Just amongst us that, you know, are going to show up day in and day out. Are we going to have enough to field 2 teams?
We have been flirting with we've been flirting with it. However, the consistency of it is pretty sporadic. So
I will only be available Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for that because of my work schedule.
And like Chibi said during the town hall, I understand the work schedule. You remember, Braxton, I used to have to leave, like, we'd have a 9 o'clock pad. I'm like, all right, gotta go to work.
Yep.
No, I understand that part where I'm at, because it's leading into this. I don't think that we need more than 2 main callers, and I think that we should have their sub callers, you know, the guys in charge of their heavies or their mediums. So focus on fielding 2 divisions instead of, I know we want to train a lot of people and get a lot of people trained up, but we really need to focus down on 2 people to
be the 2
the
team
callers.
leads.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you could even pick your callers in training, or have them pick who they want to lead their heavies or who they want to lead their mediums, and give TDs and light tanks and an enemy to go wherever they want, you know. And I also want to say no more strat sketch or watt tactics, because it doesn't work.
I mean, I'd like to piggyback that, PDX. I'd just like to say, it's not that they don't work, it's that everybody doesn't need to see the strat sketch. If you, as a caller, want to sit down with your sub callers or maybe the secondary caller, just go over a few fine points to get some input, just so everybody has a general idea of what we're talking about before we hit the map, that's good. Telling everybody in the drop what's going on is too much information for them.
Which you'll notice with my strat sketches, my strat sketches can get a little overly detailed sometimes, but the main function isn't to tell people exactly where to go, it's the general areas and the roles that they're playing. So
the problem is people see the emblem on a map and they go to it, and then they sit there and then they go, "Oh, what do I do?"
Which is why I'm in agreement about getting rid of the strat sketches. If you can do a quick general overview and say, these are not specific positions, these are roles and how we need to play this map, that's fine. But otherwise, yeah, I totally agree with getting rid of the strat sketches and watt tactics.
My audio's been a little intermittent on this computer lately. So what? Would you is there something a new position on strat sketch and what tactics?
Yeah, one more team kill and you're out of the clan, Dragon.
Well, that's nice. Thank God. Good for the clan if we're going to be competitive. But what about strat sketch?
And you almost hit it tonight, Dragon. Good job.
Basically, the position on Strat Sketch is based off the consensus is that we're going to try and start working away from them. They have their place, but as far as that goes, that kind of goes into the training department. I'm going to really be working on terrain familiarization, places on the maps. Hey, look, you've got the ditch here on mines. You can go hull down if you're an IS-7. If you're not, then, you should be thinking about posting up here. This is a advantage to this map, disadvantage. Yeah, that's something I'm going to be teaching those callers, and those callers are then going to be positioning their people. Or they'll have told their sub-callers, hey, this person needs to get this group over here, and that's part of the chain of command. So we're really going to be trying to stress that point and get people communicating rather than looking at that emblem and go, ooh, look, my emblem is at J4. I must go to J4. Well, no. You are supposed to be in that general area to fulfill your role, but the positioning is up to you to respond to the situation. So we really need to we really need to start working on getting our player base to respond in that fashion. We need to get them thinking for themselves. The idea is an overall call goes out, sub-callers will talk amongst them and direct, and then the players are carrying it out by playing their tanks rather than having somebody tell them how to play their tank.
Which end does the shells come out of again?
That pointy thing, I think.
You hit the escape button, and then you hit the exit game, and then the shell comes out.
I thought it was Alt F4.
That too. That's the shortcut.
I've disabled Alt F4 on my keyboard, so it doesn't work for me anymore.
What fun is that?
Alt F4 will just shut everything down. I have the Corsair keyboard, so no more Windows button, no more Alt F4.
So, anyways, small meeting tonight, unless any of you guys have anything that you wanted to discuss.
Well, are you still going to want callers doing tier 6s then? Is that open for everybody, or is there a new discipline on that as well?
So, honestly speaking, let's use Squid as an example here. As far as calling goes, most of the callers who are going to be coming up in training are well beyond tier 6 anyways. I don't have any issue if you're doing calls in tier 6s for grinding credits and whatnot and getting comfortable. I still am a firm believer in getting that experience. It'll help you as a player just as much as a caller. But the primary focus for those callers up and coming, getting them ready for Clan Wars, if something's going on and we need people, then you need to bow to the priority of getting those callers up and ready. Sure. As long as you are able to respect that, then I have no issue with it.
We decided who your callers are going to be.
Well, one caller, Sal, and who's the other caller?
Well, so what I would like on my callers, this is up to them to accept it. I would like to see Hussars take one of those roles.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But I'm a terrible caller, you guys. I can help with strategies, but I'm a terrible caller.
I would suggest Hussars more as a sub-caller. But really, that's taking him away from his scouting, and we all know that Hussars is the third best scout in the clan.
It's true. That's true.
I think Hussar should do what he feels comfortable with, and if he wants to run intelligence and do strats, I'm more power to him.
There's a lot of information to sift through, so I really don't have any issue with having 2 intelligence officers.
Here's would be my recommendation, Zlange. Sal is clearly an identified person you want as a caller. I would say you have a little bit more than a month then to identify your second color through training, people who show interest in that, right? And identify their 2 subcolors.
Yeah.
And that's where I would go with that. And I mean, I'd make them your pet project specifically, and line them up. But you know, having Cell identified, I think, is important. Cell can then work on finding his subcolors.
Devil is one of the others that I was really impressed with your Abbey strat that you did the other night there for Clan Wars Devil, and you came up with that all on your own. And the fact that it worked as well and you worked it, I was really impressed. I would like to see you continue calling, and you would be one of my candidates for taking directly underneath my wing and Cell's wing and really just working with you. I was really impressed with that.
Woot Devil, good job.
Yeah, you did well. Well, okay, then, sounds to me like, I mean, I'm fine with going back to rank and file. Is there any reason for me to be in color training or combat officer?
For PDX, look at it this way. We've got 2 guys that we're considering for tier 10s, right? But color training, if they're not here, you gotta have people that are in training that are the backups. You gotta have people that are coming up through the rank and file to learn how to call tier 10s. And, you know, whoever gets these positions, whether it's Cell or it's Squid or it's Devil or you or Chibi or whoever, you gotta be willing to take the time and work on your craft, but also teach the up and coming callers, because we're gonna need them. There's gonna, you know, Devil may one day say "fuck the clan" and walk away, and Cell may get mad at me enough times and tell me to go kiss his ass, and he's gonna walk away, you know, or something's gonna happen, and real life happens.
Can I lick your ass?
Yes, sir. So don't. Everybody in this room who's gonna get stripped of rank or might get stripped of rank, don't take it as a personal slight to you.
Oh no, and believe me, I'm not. I'm just wondering if.
So what I would tell you, Dragon, is feel free to attend the training sessions as long as you're still meeting your other obligations. I don't have any issues with you sitting in on it and listening. Just make sure that, you know, you're holding your questions for after so that I can really focus on what I'm doing with up and coming callers. But gather that information, save those questions, write them down, whatever you need to do so that you can remember that question for after, and I'm more than happy to answer.
Well, I mean, if there are people who want to run strongholds for a 6,
like I said, as long as you've got the overflow, it's not, as long as it's not interfering with the up and coming callers, I still don't have an issue with it. So go for it. But again, just
his main worry is that if he gets the chance to start one, he won't be able to set. If there isn't an officer around to preset the artillery and stuff for him.
Yeah, they're just a few.
So what we gotta make sure. What we gotta make sure is the people that every day is covered with at least, you know, a couple combat officers. So if that needs to happen, there is somebody that can be like, oh, here you go, here's your artillery, and then they can do what they're doing.
And there's no issue being slighted. I'm quite happy to, you know, I'm happy to just be here, and I'm happy to run whatever.
The other 2 people that I would like to see go up into the calling, maybe more as pocket callers to begin with. They don't quite have as much time under their belts as far as the calling goes. I'd like to see Squid and Firewolf both get involved in that training too and continue that and work on getting some time with them as far as the color training.
Presently I have the time, and I might have the time for the next couple of months. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm still waiting to get a second opinion on my knee, but it's getting worse as time goes by. It's getting harder and harder to walk, and I don't know if I'm going to go back for surgery or not. I have the time right now, so don't make that a factor.
We won't. You're in.
I'm more than willing to do it.
We appreciate your sacrifice.
Yeah, because your attitude really sells me. You guys are always able to take constructive criticism. You're always looking to improve and learn, and that goes a long way for teaching a caller and getting somebody up to speed. So I greatly appreciate that.
I guess I'm just going to throw one possible fly in the ointment. I mean, if we have a single point of failure, 2 points of failure, it's, you know, bit us in the butt. So as already discussed, I think bringing up and coming callers through and getting them the experiences is important. Whether they have a tag or not is kind of irrelevant, but I think anybody who has identified that they want to call should be free to call 6s and 8s and the odd advance. And we are only really locking out clan wars for our dedicated assigned callers. That's just my suggestion.
I kind of enjoyed that idea, actually.
Ditto.
Yeah, I think the only reason we didn't do it when making camera here is that we're concerned for the stats.
The ELO, yeah.
I'm not really concerned about the stats.
And the win-loss thing, yeah.
I don't have any issues with it. We can open up the calling. The only thing that I would say is that for those dedicated callers.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm kind of talking about the guys in the room here.
Yeah.
More
than anything.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, and I am quite happy. Just dropping the combat officer stats. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with whoever wants to call can call. Like I said.
What about Red Wolf? I mean, he's a great caller. He's got a pretty good mind. He's always a fun caller to play with. Is he not just that interested in doing it, or?
So I will go ahead and share some information here. It's not totally decided at this point with Red, but Red is concerned about us making the movement into the competitive, given his schedule. He is active military right now, and his schedule's kind of all over the place. He can dedicate maybe 1, maybe 2 nights a week, but he's concerned about the inconsistency, especially as we move the clan requirements, since we had the consensus on the clan requirements. So he and I discussed having a secondary clan, and I asked him if he would be willing to run it for a social side of it. He said he would be interested, but even then, he's a little daunted by that due to the fact that he's seen how much time and energy I invest into Shire, and so he's a little concerned that it would not be sufficient. So he wants to stay and wants to be involved, and I told him that it is his decision. As of right now, him leaving isn't a big deal, but basically it would be a bridge that has to be crossed here at some point, and his position inside of the clan is questionable.
What do you mean?
Due to his work schedule, I can't go making exceptions to that rule, especially if we start getting full on slots again. We need the active players. If we stand a chance at getting 2 divisions solid, where we're fielding 2 teams at a regular basis, we need every spot available.
Well, I thought we were going to be doing to some degree some exceptions, and he would be one who's, I think, as far as an asset to a clan, he's a great asset to the clan, regardless of his ability to.
So the case-by-case basis is more about the tanks and getting the tanks. Activity is something that is extremely important. We don't expect people to have the same exact nights and have all the nights, but by having everybody be active, where, okay, in the case of Braxton's a good example. He's got a couple nights, 3 that he can work with now due to the change in his schedule. He's still not a day walker, but because that schedule has changed, he can give us those 3 nights. Those 3 nights that he can give us may not work that great for me as far as doing a full sit down and spell. Wednesdays and Thursdays are my big nights where I've got time available to do things all across the board for a long, extensive period. Otherwise, I get back home from work. I still have dinner I have to deal with, showered, get ready for work the next day. So having that spread where, okay, they're meeting that requirement, but we've got enough that we can have a consistent amount of people where we're filling those 2 teams because those schedules are different is kind of where that gets important. As I said earlier, I'm not in a hurry to get rid of red due to the fact of the changes. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but it is a concern as far as we could potentially lose a caller. Go ahead there, buddy dog.
Devil's ahead of me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Devil.
No, I've got my answer already.
Then my turn. My notes that I took from our clan-wide meeting is we were originally talking 3 times a week, and now we're now talking about 2 times a week. Is that something that Red would have a problem meeting?
Yes, he expressed even the 2 times a week with the the volatility of his work schedule. Okay. He's kind of at their mercy and whim.
It doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, would an activity also be considered a stronghold if he was going to fire up a stronghold?
Yeah, if he can still be firing up strongholds and be active in that fashion, in that role, I still have no issue with it. He just needs to know about the codes and make sure that he's getting those codes submitted and get up to speed on that.
We've always had exception for active duty.
We do, but this was him coming to me as far as that goes. That was him stepping down.
He was wanting to make space so that Zlange could put somebody in that spot for, that would be able to handle responsibility level needed.
My suggestion would be let's shake it out how we're going to structure the officers group here and then see what's available. And in terms of if we can find a space for like a junior officer position for him, if he wants to run in Strongs or something like that, maybe we can make some kind of accommodation that way and he can still meet his 2-time weekly commitment.
I'm not opposed to this.
I don't see any reason why junior officers shouldn't be a thing, nor do I see a reason why junior officers specifically shouldn't have the ability to throw together community events like Strongs, specifically in Tier 8 and Tier 6s. If anything, I think it would help boost activity as long as understanding is that Clan Wars, of course, takes precedence.
Yeah.
But I think that absolutely should be a thing. The World of Tanks uses combat officer as this big term for being able to do global map stuff, blah, 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 blah. Let's just ignore what World of Tanks talks about things for a minute. And let's just say, okay, junior officers, you are authorized to call Tier 8 and Tier 6 Strongs. You are not authorized to play on the global map. We find out you're playing on the global map. Fucking
you're going to have somebody to answer to.
We're going to put you in front of Dragon's gun.
Because of the roles of junior officers, they cannot chip on the map in World of Tanks.
Can they load Artie and stuff in Strongs?
They can for Strongs. And that's about it. Like they have access to restricted clan information on the global map. They can view the clan treasury stats, select the players in the battle room, so that's like switching players from on the side to like in the room for the battle, participate in Clan Wars battle, organize and participate in skirmishes. So that means that they can place the artillery.
I'm mainly interested in being able to raid the clan treasury.
Okay, then junior officers. I didn't realize junior officer was actually a thing inside of the. So yeah, perfect. Junior officer. Boom. There you go. There's your Strongs. Those are your less, those are more community event things, and people like Red can fill that. People who don't want to be tier 10, Clan Wars callers and don't have the aspiration. That's a perfect fall in for them.
And for your sub-callers in Clan Wars too.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they don't want to be full-on callers.
One of the other thoughts that just crossed my mind, Ah, shit, my brain just farted. We've talked about a lot tonight.
Subcollar?
It had something to do with the officers. God, I can't remember now.
Well, you got inside of World Tanks, there's what? Junior Officer, Combat Officer, XO, Intelligence Officer, Quartermaster.
Yep. It had something to do with Squid and Firewolf.
Them being callers, so they would be combat
Junior
officers.
callers?
Oh, I know what it was. I know what it was. Thoughts about a division structure. Rohan had a division structure. And assigning people to those divisions. Obviously, it's a very loose thing as far as the divisions.
But getting people that are used to working together makes sense.
Yes.
But they were pretty loose in Rohan.
Okay, so this is going to be the breadth of experience talking. In Widowmaker, we had 3 divisions. We had the 55th, the Aces, and the 88s. 55th was considered the competitive portion of the clan. That's where the super aggressive people came in. Now, what ended up happening ultimately in the long term of the clan
divided
was some
the clan.
drama and some people who thought they were better than they were and whatnot caused infighting. And yeah, the 55th was a bunch of cocky bastards. I was one of them. But we also fought our fucking asses off in all of our fucking clan wars, etc., etc., etc. I mean, we drilled fucking 7 days a week. You know, we put in the time, hours, etc., etc. The point is, the moment you start divisioning people, it's just like the military, right? You're going to have branch A, branch B, and branch C. And there's going to be that friendly rivalry that's going to brew up. And some people are going to take that friendly rivalry and they're going to push it
too far,
or they're going to take it the wrong way.
Yep.
We did not have that problem in Rohan.
How long did you have it running?
For what? Almost a year.
And were any of them skill level above any of the others significantly?
Yes, they were.
Yes.
However, we didn't really have an ABC team over there.
What happened was it was like, okay, these are your divisions. This is your primary caller. If you have that many to field, then you go with this person. Otherwise, you just fill it and make sure you get your spots.
Yeah. But we had it broken down in divisions, but this is for Tier 6 clan wars, so we only had to field 3 teams of 7.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so you were able to field, this isn't back when it was just all, Tier 10s only, which is close to what Mech Warrior was designed after, you took your top, players basically and fielded them. And that's how this kind of came down, and people got butthurt because of that. And in a Tier 10 situation where we're a lot more restricted and the battles are bigger, I would just be leery of that. That's all. I'm just giving you the cautionary tale of what happened, right?
The other problem with that too is like tank selection, because if we had to do divisions, we had to make sure the spread of tanks were.
Yeah, and that adds a whole nother mess. Yeah. And we are not anywhere near a position to be able to do that as far as our tank composition.
If we had 100 active people and we had a huge swath of selection of tanks, I would entertain that a lot more. But at this juncture, especially with the reservations we heard tonight in the clan meeting about elitism and things like that, I think the less changes we make structurally at this point, especially that impact the community players, the better it is for the clan's health and longevity.
Okay.
Yeah, that way you don't have anybody feeling like they're not one of the cool kids.
Yeah.
I think we should get to the division structure, but I also think that we should keep it loose like we had in Rohan until we can determine and have enough people, like you guys have been saying.
Well, like you said with the callers, is just like let people
let them call.
Let
them have the freedom.
Not so much the callers pick the players, but the players pick the callers.
I think what you'll see, and this kind of goes both ways, I think you see once people start getting comfortable and whatnot, you'll see the divisions start to form themselves.
Yeah.
Well, the way it worked in Rohan is we had a call, there's a special battle pop, and people would just get in the special battle, and then the callers would select players for that battle, but they really didn't seem to be lined up very strongly among what the official divisions were. And I mean, they just picked who they wanted. As one of the less strong players, my concern was I wanted to play some. I played on a nightly basis, didn't play every battle. Now it's nice to play every battle the way we're doing almost every battle now, but it was pretty. It was pretty. Yeah, we were divisions, but I rarely saw. Everybody who's in Division 1 go here and Division 2 go there.
One of the other things that happened in Rohan, I don't know how many people remember this, but you remember sitting down with Cam or Mick, and they sat down and they're like, so you've gotten an opportunity to play with some of the different callers. Who did you want to be paired with? And then they worked the divisions based off that kind of feedback.
The preferences were, yeah.
Which is funny, because that's exactly how I ended up paired with Braxton in his division, and how I started getting into calling, because I like how Braxton calls. I'm going to follow this guy around.
Good times, good times.
Very good
Well,
times.
I think that's going to be an evolutionary thing we can address as membership grows.
Yeah. I don't think we have to deal with it right now, yeah. I agree. I don't think we have to deal with that right now. It's definitely something to be thinking about for later, once we get more active players, but I think for now that's probably unnecessary. I definitely agree. Hussars, I haven't forgotten about you. What's up?
No, it was just you guys have talked it through to the end already. Just my comment was on moving towards divisions at this stage, and I don't remember if any of you or how many of you might have been around when Fate was actually saying that of the top clans with 100 members, there's like 2 that could possibly field 2 simultaneous teams. So I think that's a rather ambitious goal at where we sit today. And as you guys have talked it around, I think it's best tabled or deferred till further down the road.
Which I agree. And one of the things that I'm still puzzled about, I'm still learning a lot about the global map and how it works. I'm still trying to figure out how these other clans, Thugs has got a hell of a network at their back. There is some politics involved on that global map. So if Thugs has a team that doesn't particularly jive with them and what they want to do and starts getting in their way, they have Mob come in and offset and deal with those pest clans, if you will. One of their other tactics that they do, since they have a conglomerate, is that they then say, okay, Mob, you go whack these guys. Villain, you go whack these guys. And start carving out the map through those quote-unquote alliances. And then they will spam people and, double, triple, quadruple landings at the same time type deal. So, but there are other clans that are able to go one right after the other and deal with those quads, and I'm kind of puzzled as to the specifics as how they're doing that. There's still a lot I need to learn about that global map and some of the intricacies of that Clan Wars operation, but...
Flange, I'm sorry to interrupt. Before you dump me from Recruiting Officer Tech, I'm going to go up to the recruitment channel and get us a new player.
Go get him, boy.
I have... Go ahead. I have no intention of dumping you from the recruitment officer position, so...
I tried.
Nice try. You're stuck with it. You have been branded permanently.
I'm screwed now, for sure. Alrighty, guys, thanks.
Alright. Thanks, buddy.
User left.
Alright, other than that, I don't have anything. Anything else that you guys wanted to discuss?
Nope, I'm going to bed.
Sounds good.
Anything
Thanks
else,
for the attendance there, Pat. Appreciate your input there, Hussars, and congratulations. You're going to be working with Chibi as an intelligence officer.
Hussars!
Oh, God.
Congratulations, you have officer status.
No good
What's the cooldown period again?
Too long.
Too late. Too funny.
Good shit. Good shit, guys.
Very much so. I feel like we're getting our ducks in a row. That is good.
Absolutely it is, and we can hit this next season hard and heavy and
get some
fucking
tanks.
get to it. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
I need to grind out bonds.
Oh, dude, right?
Yeah,
Ugh.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm only sitting at 1.6k. I need way more.
User joined your channel.
2.2k at the moment.
All right, guys. I'm gonna bounce out for a little bit. You all have a fantastic evening. I will see you all around tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah,
sounds
thanks,
good.
fellas.
Later, Chibi.
User left your channel.
Don't worry, Hazars. It's not a death sentence.
Not at all.
Yeah. What's up, Squid?
Have you ever heard of the Syndicate?
The Syndicate. Actually, yes, I have.
Yeah, it's a group of clans that are just, they're grouped in. They've got a giant TeamSpeak setup. It's absolutely massive. But it's Claws, F3, and a couple other clans that are all part of a quote syndicate, and they all work together in clan wars on the global map, kind of thing. Do you think Thug,
Rohan was a member of one called the Consortium for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's nothing like.
And
Klaus is like one of the top class.
And then it became Middle Earth tankers, which Radley sent me an interesting message in regards to clans, etc., etc. Do you know anything about this, Braxton?
He's told me that he has some ideas that he wanted to share with you, so.
Okay, so basically what Radley said was Shire is part of the Middle Earth, correct? If so, would you allow another clan that has that mark as part of its name? So basically,
that all kinds of goes back to Cam and Mick because they still own Gondor and Rohan, so.
correct, which I would not step on their toes. The other thing is it sounds like he wants to bring a second clan into a consortium.
Basically, he just envies what we have, and he thinks he's going to run a clan. And I'm just like, sure.
Big change from what used to be is that people can now run strongholds. Clan members can run strongholds in other clans, and that opens up a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
I would, quite frankly, be a little uncomfortable with Radley running a clan and being in a consortium.
Do you want me to go break the news to him?
I'll tell him, but
How old is he?
14.
He'll be 14 at the end of this month.
Okay.
Lunch.
Make it harsh.
But that's a more mature, from what I can tell, that's much more mature 14 than the lightning fast 14.
Repeat that really loud.
You can't run a clan.
Wait, who said that?
My wife.
I've already been hired. Sorry.
Yeah, I got I'm looking at it.
So those are icons that we could change ours to like on TeamSpeak to.
Are those the exact replicas from World of Tanks?
I believe so.
They look like it.
Yeah.
The commanding officer's a little bit different. Or, not the CO, the commander. I think. Let me look.
It's the second post. With spoiler, like go look at this forum. It has the definition like right beside it.
There should be a star. It's a little bit different.
Oh, that's right. Personnel officers. I forgot about those guys.
Yeah. AKA Buddy.
I thought he was recruitment.
That is, I think, isn't that what a personnel officer is?
Yeah, in our case, that's what our personnel officer is. But we can rearrange as needed.
Reservist, recruit, private, junior, quartermaster, recruitment, intelligence, combat, personnel, executive, and commander.
You don't want to get the title of reservist. If you get the title of a reservist, you've made it onto my radar and you're at risk of being kicked. Reservist is not a good title to have. Because it means that you've been inactive and you're on your week's probation of if I don't see any changes.
I think most of the standard people are going to be privates.
Yes.
Recruit is just if you just join. Yes, Brad, you're funny. But recruits is just for people that just join the clan and got to go through their probationary period. And like you said, reservist is kind of like the punishment one.
Yep.
So, conquer gun carriages. You said you need more of those, right?
No.
No.
Please take the target off my head and get one there, Braxton.
No, don't do it.
Do you want those tags?
Potentially.
Those look exactly like the one. So
I'm just bringing up the World of Tanks so I can look at the icons. They've got an FAQ that shows all of them. Where is that
User
FAQ?
disconnected from your channel.
One suggestion, if you're worried about clutter in the icon world, is you could have a not tier 10 icon. And then that would reduce the amount of icons everybody has.
I like that. That's good.
Alright,
So,
let me
so
remove
you get
that one.
So you get branded as an underachiever if you don't have a tier 10.
I might have an issue real quick, Slange.
Okay.
I might have accidentally clicked the upgrade button on the transportation unit. Do you want me to click the abort upgrade, or was that you?
I did not do that.
Alright, I was alted out.
Are you taking all
oh,
of them?
Fuck!
It was an instantaneous.
I was alted out, so fuck me.
Don't worry about it. It's alright.
We'll earn those back.
It's you know, it's all going to be upgraded anyway because we need 50 levels to upgrade the command center at some point. So
yeah, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Brad, you're just gonna have to run a lot of strongholds to make up for all those resources you just burned.
Yeah. I don't even recall, but I will.
Total that up and start legionnaring advances.
Yep.
Okay.
So for the potential callers that are still here in the room, are we good with that standardized format as far as starts? That's directed at the Clan Wars potentials. Cell, myself, Devil, Squid, and Firewolf.
Sure. Like
that sounded.
We're definitely gonna need like something more rigid for training callers.
Yeah.
More like SOPs or something like that.
Standard
we can
operating
actually...
procedures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. High five. Yeah, we need like some kind of system like that.
I'm good with that. And like I said, since I'm going to be putting calling on the back burner for myself, I will really be able to focus on that. So
You know, I will admit, Slange, I will need some advice from you going forward, though.
Okay. What do you need?
Just, I'm gonna need you to help me along the way as this progresses.
Oh, that's fine. I have no issues with that.
So is really the only tanks we're looking for at the moment Type 5s and 2684s?
Those are the high priorities. I'm really trying to put those into the spotlight to make sure that we get those.
Because those are the things that can bust the mouse down and can, like, the 2684 is just ridiculously spearhead. The ability for it to just charge in and be like, I'm scary and you can't hurt my front.
I really never wanted to grind either of those, but I
Well,
will.
You do realize I'm gonna nerf the shit out of the 268 force as I get one.
That's why I'm going for the Type 5.
Will.
They're gonna power creep it.
They will, but the thing is that they won't get through the next Clan War season before that happens.
Oh,
So
I'm nowhere close to
I
that.
have a
But...
new one to grind. All right.
So the only symbols they don't have... Oh, no, they're down at the bottom.
Yeah, they're not in order.
I see that now. Yeah, those are perfect. Excellent. Thank you for finding those, Cell.
Nah, that was Hussars.
Thank you, Hussars.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so do you want a junior officer? Or not?
As Chibi said, I don't think it really matters, just due to the fact that basically people are going to be allowed to call irregardless.
Yeah, less is probably better. Let's keep it. You know, I'm quite happy to not have any tags.
The only thing that I will do as far as the junior officer is that basically they get assigned so that we have more people available to be able to equip artillery strikes, etc., etc.
Yeah, that's what junior officers are good for.
So, but otherwise, it's...
I nominate Dragon.
Yep, I'm good with this.
I do too.
Okay, thank you.
So, all right. Well, I'm ready to adjourn this officers meeting because I don't have anything else.
But anyway, my main, the main thing I'm looking for in officers, the minimum officer level to let me raid the clan treasury.
You
Junior
need to
officer
be
does not allow that.
the quartermaster.
Oh, fuck
yeah, the
that.
quartermaster is the one who allows you to raid.
User joined your channel.
I mean, I guess I could do that. I guess I will start on the OI, because that sounds fantastic.
The OI's fun, man.
I have a tank that I can run with you and grind if you want, Brad. I've
Right
got
now?
it. Yeah, I've got the MT-25.
Oh shit. I just popped in game, but afterwards, yeah.
Does anybody else need to grind a tank working towards one of those?
What tier is the OI?
Tier 6.
Tier 6.
Alright, I have a tier 6 I can run with y'all.
Yeah, I'll just keep grinding. I'll just pop a bonus and do my Konkin SU-85.
I'm just like grinding the SU-100 right now.
You guys run a tier 6 count in.
Sounds good.
Oh my gosh, this is so slow.
Alright.
Are we going to move to another room?
The only thing I need to do